MTD Global have travelled to Dubai. I keep saying it wrong, but get over it anyway. But we're at Steelfab 2020, but I thought it'd be opportune to come up to Burj Khalifa. We're only on the 124th floor. As you can see, it is fairly impressive. But what you might notice is 3 of us travelling, myself, Chris the cameraman, but we find out that Paul decided to book this, but he doesn't like heights. Anyway, we'll see you at the show.
There's just so many words that I can say. Why did you book it if you're scared of heights?
Well, I'm not normally scared of height. I'm quite tall, aren't I? So I'm just over 6 foot. So
just over 6 foot away, Lindsay's here.
Sorry, no, you're not.
When you're sort of 6'2", 6'3", like I am, heights aren't normally a problem.
Yeah.
But it was the company that I was keeping as well.
Oh, okay.
Really? Was it?
Yeah.
And the best bit was he scarpered to go downstairs.
Yeah.
And me and Chris wandered around for about 15, 20 minutes, taking the scenery and the ambience and the sunset and things. Got a lift down and he was still stuck up there because he got the other queue.
Yeah. So, no. Yeah. I know there was loads of problems with camera and stuff, so you had to phone it on your phone and all sorts.
Yeah, never again.
We got near queue, he got far queue.
And how was Dubai? Because of course you were out there for Steelfab as an event, but you know, before we get into the show and everything, did you like it? What were your thoughts on it? You know, I know it rained. It rained, didn't it? It was the first time in about a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was the first time it had rained since, about February last year. And when it rains, it rains. And
like a tropical storm.
Well, on the way out, our flight got delayed, or loads of flights got delayed. Someone got stuck on the runway for 5 hours in Dubai because of the flooding.
Goodness
they're just not equipped for it,
no.
are they?
It's like us for snow.
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go. There's the rain in the cab. And what about it? Like, you know, did you have a few drinks? Because you're not really allowed to drink.
Not really. I don't really drink, but we did have a good time. We saw lots of the sites as well. We spent 3 days there, 2 of which were working, and then 1 that wasn't. And that's really what you need to do when you go to these events. You've got to see.
You need to see what it's about. And I think what I like about some of our videos is it's not just, you know, yes, okay, we're there for the business, but you've got to see where you are and embrace it.
I've seen him in his Speedos in the
Oh, no. Let's move on then.
I prepped myself. That was looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, you think you did, but no. Anyway, let's move on to the first video. On a serious note now, they went to Steelfab 2020. They saw a lot of laser cutting, press brakes, benders, welders, and so much more. So let's see some of that technology.
So walking around the show, it's evident that the majority of machinery in action is laser cutting machines. But there is also machine tools like this from Huachon, and innovative ones as well. Now this is the C1 machine. What I wanted to pick out on this particular machine is the fact that this has a tool changer which can change the tools on the turret. Now you'll see there you've got an 18 station turret. Now this is a Capto C6. You've got a twin spindle machine, so you've got a secondary spindle, a main spindle. Very much about one-hit machining. They are saying that in the Middle East these days they are looking at the one-hit machining strategy as opposed to loading and unloading machines and doing them on different operations on different machines. But the interesting fact here is you've got this tool changer. So this is now a 12-station tool changer in or to the left of the machining area. Now what this means is, okay, we've just seen 18 tools in the turret, but what it means is you can get an extra 12. So if you've got an extra 12 tools, you can never have enough tools. And I think that's what's interesting about this machine is you have got 2 spindles, so you have got the ability to do the one-hit machining. But the very fact that you can now have up to 30 tools thanks to this tool changer means that you can almost standardise on the tools that you not only have here in the turret, but also in your tool changer outside of the machine. Quite innovative, quite unique. First time I've seen a machine like this, and it's on show here.
So, Paul, I know you just said about one-hit machining, and we'll talk about that machine a little bit more, but you said about the Middle East. Are there different trends happening there to what's happening here in the UK?
What was evident, I thought, at this show was there wasn't as much automation as we've seen at most shows that we travel around the world. Okay. And in fact, when it comes to technology and leading technology, this probably was up there with one of the highlights, hence the reason we're talking about it. I would say the split was probably, 70% fabrication, sheet metal machinery, and then 30% machining. Huachon had a huge presence there. I think there was 5 or 6 machines on their stand. There was the big Vesta machining centres. There was other long bed oil country lathes, which you would kind of associate with this market. But this stood out for me purely because of the adaptability of the machine.
Yeah, because it was the tool changer on the fixed head.
Tool changer on it, which means you can basically have more tools on the machine than being restricted with what's just on the turret.
Did you mention what size bar it would take?
I believe the C one's probably a 65mm bar machine, something like that. Yeah.
And is it Ward High Tech?
Ward High Tech in the UK supply the Watchel machine.
The main guy, the guy you interviewed was...
He was the vice president, I think it was Klaus. Invited us, in fact, to Korea to the launch of some new machines as well in a month or two.
Are there machine tools companies out there then? Were there that we would recognise and know?
Yeah,
Steelfab.
Yeah, it's Steelfab. DMG Mori?
DMG Mori were there. Doosan were there.
Citizen were there.
Were there.
Yeah. So there's quite a few different
And it's growing in terms of the machines.
Yeah, well, you see on some of the videos. Anyway, right, let's see some of the metal. Well, we've seen some of the metal being cut, but let's see it being cut in a different way. This machine looks it looks that good. You could probably have it in your house.
Right, we're on the Bodor stand. I wanted to showcase, they've got a whole range of machines here. This is the F series, so if you're thinking of sort of dipping your toe into laser cutting, this is a great one to start with. So you've got your table there, 1.5 metres. It'll range in terms of power from 1 kilowatt to 4 kilowatts. Accuracy down to 0.03, and then speed 140 metres per minute. So really fast, really accurate machine. Not only that though, they've got some nice little features. Yeah, you've got your touch screen here. I won't press it because I broke last time. But the guys here cutting. Now, if I could just see this on here, you've got the blue light, but that actually showcases, will change colour to show that it's working accurate. So they thought about nice little features, and it is a great looking machine. But also, you've got your Wi-Fi remote control there, so you can have that maybe next to your TV. So that's the sort of entry level. Moving on here, different types of profiles you can cut and thicknesses. So you've got your aluminiums, your steels, and your reflective materials, your coppers, your bronzes. But that'll go up to 132mm thickness to cut. As you can see, Paul's busy as usual there. I'm not going to say any more than that. I'm not happy about this, but that's just the way. That's the way it tends to roll when I'm doing all the work and he's not. Now this is the P series machine. This will go from 1 to 6 kilowatts. Again, really great looking machine. It's really fast, 140 metres per minute, down to 0.03 accuracy. The G series itself will actually go. This is 3 by 1.5. The G series will go to 20 metres. Now, also very exceptionally easy to use. They've got the Wi-Fi controllers again. There you go. But even I can do this one. So, and a nice feature. Watch this, Chris the cameraman. It's red light there. I'm trying to break it. There you go, green. So that's ready to go. And man, Michael Leiber got it working. There you go. That's a Bodor stand, Steelfab 2020. I've got to say this correctly. Dubai.
Colin, I don't think you know how to say Dubai yet. You say Dubai.
I could say other words to you as well. Just quickly, look, not happy about that.
No, look at you. Look at you.
But very smug because whilst he was sitting there doing, did you see I actually managed to get that machine working? That's how
yes, you did. That was very impressive. And you've got all the. What I meant is how nice it would be in your houses. It's kind of quite futuristic, these machines.
Great looking. They've won design awards, but and they've thought about it because the lights on there have a reason. So
yes.
The light on the entry level will change colour, confirming whether it's working or not. When the door closes, it will change colour. The Wi-Fi controller is pretty much like a TV remote control.
Yeah, you could kind of...
Well, A, it's magnetic, but B, you could be away from the machine controlling it. Absolutely brilliant. And loads. And entry level as well. So if you're not sure about laser cutting, an entry level machine.
And
brilliant.
I know, forgive me for kind of being away from it, but not everyone watching will know all about these machines. Are these all accessible in the UK? Are these...
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And any more features on the machine that you were impressed by?
I was just impressed by the amount of effort I was making on the stand.
By the quality of the cup of tea?
Yeah.
Can we move on? Because I'm not happy.
Yes, okay. Well, at the show, there was the Great Britain Village, and they had some fantastic investments and some really recognisable companies there. And it was really, really good for the guys to see. So we had Citizen with Syncom and Mayano, Parweld, Lomas, Holroyd, Cambridge Vacuum, and ND Precision. Gents, these different companies, what's so good about them being there? Why are they investing?
There's loads more. That's just a few we mentioned.
Yeah.
looking to break into the UAE, Middle Eastern market. But it's brilliant because you go to some shows and there's some countries there showcasing what they do, but this is just really, it stood out amongst the whole show.
They want to be there because in the next 10 years, they reckon 25% of the world's global investment is going to be in the Middle East. Manufacturing is starting to take a centre stage there. You know, we've known it for oil and gas for many, many years, but now they're breaking into the medical sector, the aerospace sector, the automotive. They're building 44 hospitals in Dubai as we speak. So construction, you know, all of this stuff is manufacturing. And even some of the companies you mentioned, like ND Precision, the kind of SME businesses manufacturing parts here in the UK, but they're looking over there thinking, hang on a minute, if we can tap into this market, there could be good opportunity.
Also, I just want to quickly mention Holroyd as well, because we saw them in Metally Robotka, if I can say that, which was a show in Russia. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so they're big on the exports. Brilliant.
Oh, it's quite interesting. You wouldn't have heard it then, but some of the comments that they were saying is that the show is growing immensely. It's getting bigger every single year. They head there for aerospace, like you've just said, oil and gas industry. So it's really, really good to see the industry booming, and hopefully that for the future. Right, next is Senfeng, a Chinese laser cutting machine manufacturer.
Now, it's one thing having a fast laser cutting machine, but if you can't keep the machine loaded, then you're probably not going to be as efficient as you possibly can be. I'm here on the Senfeng laser stand. Now, I cannot believe how many machines these guys sell in a year. Lewis, tell us, how many machines like this do you sell around the world?
So during the last year, we sold more than about 1,000 sets all over the world.
What's the biggest market for you globally? Are we talking about China, or are we talking Europe or America?
I think the biggest is the America and Europe, and also the domestic market is also very good.
Okay. So tell us some of the points about your machines. Are they fast? Are they powerful? What's the reason you sell so many?
Because the machine now is very hot. It is instead many traditional machines now in the metal cutting industry. Because when it cutting the metal with very low cost but very good perfect cut effect.
Is it your head technology? Have you got a very efficient method of cutting? Is it very green, environmentally friendly?
Yes. When as the traditional machines, it cannot cut so fast and so perfect, and with also the energy cost is very low now.
Okay, now the point I made at the start of the video, if you step this way, Lewis, about productivity and keeping that laser cutter cutting, this is really what I wanted to highlight here. The fact we've got a dual table here. Yeah. Just very quickly tell us why this is an advantage.
The two tables is aim to save cost and save time. Because when it's cutting, we can load and upload the materials here, and it will be more safe for the workers.
Okay, so essentially what Lewis is saying here is you can be loading your plate here while the laser cutter is actually cutting.
Yeah.
So it means that the cutting condition is continually happening.
Yeah.
Incredible to see the amount of machines that you're actually selling here, around the world. That's it from the Senfeng laser stand.
So often we're saying keep those spindles turning, but they're keeping the lasers cutting.
Brilliant.
Yes,
It's
they
fantastic.
are. Now, there's no enclosure on here. Is this normal? Is it? Oh, okay.
Well, I posted something on LinkedIn, and a guy over in the UK had not a meltdown, that's not right, but he was saying, well, you can't have that, it's dangerous, but there must be...
There's different laws in different places,
there'll
though,
be some
isn't there?
regulations around whether.
Yeah.
But I think what was interesting was the amount of machines they're selling around the world. A company I'd never even heard of. Yeah, I've seen machines where they've got essentially tables where they can interchange to keep the laser cutting. But
that's automation for that industry.
Exactly, but that at this show wasn't seen a lot. This was, I think, one of the only ones that had that there.
With the pallet changer, yeah. But a lot of them do it. But also, you mentioned about Senfeng doing 1,000, which is a formidable, if I could say that.
Bless you again.
No, you
Whatever it means, yeah.
No, you can't.
1,000 machines. Bodor, chatting with the guys from Bodor, 2,700 they reckon.
Yeah.
Huge.
See, and we don't see many of them in the UK, and this is,
That's what it's all about. The world is getting smaller as well, so
and
that's
we keep travelling.
We keep travelling, and that's exactly. Right, next let's do some punching and bending with Colin, and I don't mean the machine form literally, that may put some of you off your lunch. Let's have a look.
What I wanted to do was showcase power presses here, and then we're going to go look at benders in a second. So this one here, you can see in here you've got 20 different stations, and then you're cutting, pressing, different profiles over there, but I'll come to that in a second. This will actually move in 2 axes at 140 meters per minute, but then the tools, as I said, 20 stations. What I try and do is I build it obviously individually for each customer, but then in those 20 stations, you can then have 10 different tools. Now, go back there. I won't get it running personally. I'll get my friend here. If you can just get that running for us, that'd be fantastic. So we'll watch that in the background while it's running, and while that's getting set up to run, try not to break it. You can see here different profiles, different tools they're actually cutting here. So obviously round, square, tools are changing in the background there. But work my cameraman here, come back here, you've got different options. So you've got etching, then ribs here, and then this is almost like chamfering, and it's making it thicker for screws to go in. And then if you just pick up there, over there, machine running away, absolutely fantastic. So exceptionally fast, and all different applications for whatever is required for that type of thing. Now if we move on, thank you very much. Moving on here, this is a bender, can we say. So as you can see the gentleman here, loads of different applications. So supermarket shelves, lifts, conveyors, thank you. But if you can see over here, you loaded the sheet up, different materials up to 3mm thick. Now what it will do, you can see all the tooling along there. Now all that tooling is actually all the same profile, but it will automatically change with different lengths and widths. So essentially, you're doing those bends and folds there, but you've actually got on this one here, you're doing multi-bending, so you're actually getting curved profiles there. And what it'll do as well, another great thing, is it's automatic. So when you load up the first sheet, it might be a new batch, it'll run in there, maybe, say the cycle time's normally about 40 seconds, the first time it will take about 1 minute 30 roughly, because it's actually measuring it and monitoring it on the screen there to work out, make sure the batch right, because the tensile strength, the yield is slightly different from each batch. So that's it. So you've got your great punch over there, and then your bending machine here, all for Prima Power. Absolutely fantastic.
I like seeing this new technology, gents.
Yeah, you like benders, that's what we heard.
Oh gosh, well. Anyway, you're a menace. But you also mentioned in the machine that it can measure the sheet as well. Why is that?
Because they're putting sheet in. Different batches have this different tensile strength, and it will actually measure it. So you put the first sheet in, it might take about a minute to do the production, all the bending. The next one will do about 30 seconds because it's tested that batch, make sure it's all right.
We're working with Prima Power now here in the UK, so you'll be seeing more videos of installations, you know, of this type of machinery. This is just further evidence, I think, that this show, when we visited Steelfab, we were commissioned to go and do a show video over there. We weren't quite sure what the mix of metal cutting to sheet folding to bending and punching would be. But what we're showing really in this show is the fact that there is a lot of this at the event.
I agree with you, because I remember when I used to work for a company and cold call within the industry, and you'd go out onto an industrial estate, you'd be knocking on the front doors, and it was so often, oh, we do fabrication here, or we do, or that's our fabrication area. And there's a company that make, I can't think now, all like your shelving units like at school when you had
exactly
this.
what they do.
And that's exactly what it is. You know, your lockers at school, and you know, they've got machining area, then they've got the fabrication. So it is actually, it's kind of appealing to the same people.
You think of retail, I mean supermarkets, clothing stores, you know, all
closing
those,
down at the moment.
all clothing. They all need, you know, they all need the shelving. They all need all of it.
Lifts. They use it for lift construction.
You know, you look at Amazon and people are like, I'm missing out on jokes here, but Amazon, you know, they've got all in their shelving units up there, and they're ceiling high, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Well, we've done lasers, we've done benders, we've done punches, machine tools, but I heard a rumor that you guys learned something else. Please enlighten me.
We're always open to be educated. Well,
go on then.
Possibly not him. So, what do you want to know?
Well, you tell me. Enlighten me.
I am a master welder now. So, enough of this. This is my last show. I'm going to go be a welder.
I'm not quite so sure
please
you're a master
go.
welder.
Colin, please go. Let's have a watch of the video.
This is Steelfab 2020 in Dubai. Now, well, Johnny, what's going on here? What is this?
The event is for welding competition.
So when you say welding competition...
Shielded metal arc welding.
Okay. So in these, well, the pressure, it is intense, can I say that?
What?
The pressure, it is intense.
What?
There's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are they actually doing?
They're doing plate welding from horizontal, vertical, and overhead position using the plate carbon steel.
Okay, so they've got these plates down here with the with the angle at the 45, so they're well prepped.
Yes. We have the preparation for the plate bevel, 30 to 35 angle.
Okay.
Then the competitor will do the fit up. There's the sample there.
Right. So this is what they've got to end up making.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so is he doing grinding in here?
No, after the penetration, make sure this clean.
Yep.
So that's why they're making the grinding.
Okay. And he's welding in here?
Yes. He's doing the vertical position.
Okay. Good. And this here then, this is what they have to end up. How long will this take?
Some guys can make it 3 hours,
3 hours.
but maximum only. But 3 hours to 4 hours, it will finish.
Okay. And to win the competition, what are you looking for?
Good penetration and good welding.
There you go. Good penetration,
Only visual.
good welding.
Good visual inspection only. No X-ray.
Okay, there you go. Good penetration, visual. That's it. Fantastic, Johnny. Thank you very much. We'll hopefully find out who the best welder in Dubai is.
I'm stuck for words.
Yeah, that's a first and a great opportunity for me. He missed my gag about saying it was intense, which I thought was hilarious.
Horrendous.
But then we learned about those guys are making those things. It absolutely looked fantastic. 3 or 4 hours to make these things, but then Paul and I took upon ourselves an opportunity, I'd already had a go, but well, watch and learn.
Yeah.
So we've seen machine tools, laser cutters, press brakes, all sorts of things, but this is welding AI. Jacob, can you tell us about what's going on here very briefly?
Yeah, we are the only augmented reality welding training simulator in the world. So we are capable of teaching and training welders.
So all sorts of different sort of examples here.
That is correct. We can design any kind of working piece.
Can you train anybody to weld?
Yeah, anyone can weld with our simulator actually.
Okay, well those of you who've been watching social media, you know that I am a fully trained welder, so if it doesn't work out with MTD, I've got 70 out of 90, so I reckon I can get a good job. But we've got a willing participant, so let's have hold on, who's this? Oh dear, right, so the pressure's on. I think we need to put that mask back on just for the viewers' safety there. Now, Paul, we're going to get Paul to get this and see what he can score. Now, he doesn't know that I got a 70 out of 90. Jacob, if you can get him up and running, please.
Yes, he's ready to go. Go ahead.
Oh, is that it? All right, he's weld. Let's weld. Oh. Slippery, I think I wonder where he was this morning. He's been over already, hasn't he? He's been having a practice. Right, Jacob, Paul can't hear us, but can we fix this? If he gets a score higher than 70, can we lower it at all? Is that possible? Right, that's it. The pressure's on.
Pretty good actually. Pretty good.
Right, let's see the score then.
Yeah, let's see the results.
Oh, pressure's on.
Let's see. Oh.
No way, 79 out of 90. I don't take this wrong, and all the viewers out there, I don't want to be rude about your equipment, Jacob, but I think this is faulty. There's no way he got a better score than me. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. We are now fully trained welders.
Words fail me yet
Again.
again.
Success is achieved.
That was a brilliant weld. That was 79 out of 90. Jacob said that was the best score he'd seen all week.
No,
Yeah,
he
but then
didn't.
there was
Did you
an
pay him
exchange of
afterwards?
dirhams there.
Yeah.
You paying him off.
Durhams, you mean?
Dirhams in
Dirhams,
Dubai.
dirhams.
But you see, this is about AI. AI, you know, that you're doing it on the screen with the VR.
Good for training,
But
education.
You've seen it a lot more because I know we did something at Black Expo, and I can't remember what it was. I was building an engine, and we did one in Russia as well, Globetrotters that we are.
There is loads of these. When I looked on their website, there is loads of these installed around the world.
I can
They've got
imagine.
distributors everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was kind of coming into this thinking it was quite new, but actually it's not. They've been established.
Well, they're the
No.
only ones who do it, but
yeah, but it's been out.
Yes,
for a
but
long time.
the technology,
Yeah,
I can
brilliant.
imagine it's all educational
yeah,
as well.
so I'm welding. I built an engine, and I've installed something else as well. See you later.
Right, anything else to finish off the show? You went to Steelfab, your Globetrotters.
No,
Now.
next show I think.
Next show.
Next show.
Next show.
Possibly China, depending
Yeah.
on the.
Coronavirus.
yeah.
And a lot of these videos you can see on the MTD CNC Global website. In fact, there's about 50 or 60 videos from the event actually dedicated to Steelfab and some out of hours action as well, which shouldn't be missed.
Oh
that
gosh, you don't want to see
shouldn't
that.
be
You don't want
watching.
to see it. Anyway, you know the usual, like, comment and subscribe. And in the meantime, as we always say, Keep those spindles turning. Or lasers cutting.
Oh.
It's got punches punching.
Yeah.
Punches, benders bending, and